Almost 95% of car owners have no idea that their vehicle comes with a built-in reset system that can clear warning lights, fix weird electrical glitches, restore lost fuel economy, and even solve sluggish engine behavior, completely for free. We're talking about fixes that mechanics charge $150 to $400 for, and you can do most of them in your driveway in under 5 minutes. One of these resets alone has saved drivers from replacing a $2,800 transmission they didn't actually need. Here are 10 reset tricks and hidden car hacks that mechanics absolutely do not want you to know. Let's begin now with hack number 10. Hack number 10. The battery disconnect reset. Here's something your dealership won't bring up at your next service appointment. When your car starts acting strange, rough idles, sluggish acceleration, random warning lights, the problem is often not mechanical at all. It's your car's ECU, which stands for Engine Control Unit, basically the brain of your vehicle. Over time, the ECU stores error codes, bad sensor readings, and corrupted fuel trim data that causes it to make wrong decisions about how your engine runs. The fix is simple. Turn off your car, pop the hood, and disconnect the negative battery terminal. That's the black cable with the minus sign. Leave it disconnected for exactly 15 minutes. This drains the capacitors and forces a full ECU memory wipe. When you reconnect and start the car, the ECU starts fresh. It'll relearn your driving habits over the next 50 to 100 miles, and on most modern vehicles, this alone clears up to 68% of non-mechanical warning lights. Here's the kicker. This also resets your idle control valve, which means if your car has been idling rough at stoplights, that problem often disappears within 2 or 3 drive cycles after the reset. You just saved yourself a $180 diagnostic fee at the shop. But wait, if that hidden trick just saved you money, this next one could actually save your engine. Hack number 9. The throttle body reset. Your car has a throttle body. It's the part that controls how much air flows into your engine when you press the gas pedal. Over years of driving, carbon deposits build up around the throttle plate, and the ECU compensates by constantly adjusting. Eventually, it overcompensates, and you end up with a car that hesitates when accelerating, stalls at low speeds, or surges on the highway. Most mechanics will charge you $200 to $350 to clean and recalibrate it. Here's what they don't tell you. After cleaning the throttle body yourself with a $6 can of throttle body cleaner and a rag, you still need to run the idle relearn procedure. Otherwise, the hesitation comes right back. On most Honda, Toyota, and Nissan vehicles, this is done by turning the ignition to the on position without starting the car, waiting 3 seconds, then pressing and releasing the gas pedal 5 times within 5 seconds, then holding it down for 7 seconds until the check engine light blinks. Let go, and the ECU relearns idle position from scratch. The steps vary slightly by make and model, so look up the procedure for your exact year before you try it, but the principle is the same across almost all modern fuel-injected cars. Here's the kicker. This reset also recalibrates your cruise control on many vehicles, so if yours has been surging or disengaging unexpectedly, this often fixes that too. You'd be very surprised by this next one. Hack number 8. The TPMS reset button. Your tire pressure monitoring system, TPMS, is one of the most misunderstood systems in your car. When that little tire icon lights up on your dashboard, most people either ignore it or pay $40 to $80 at a shop to reset it. But here's the deal. Every car made after 2008 in the US is required by law to have a TPMS reset function built right into the dashboard. On most vehicles, you'll find a small button under the steering wheel, near the glove box, or inside the center console labeled TPMs or set. Fill all 4 tires to the correct PSI listed on the sticker inside your driver's door jamb, not the max pressure on the tire sidewall. That's a different number. Then, with the car running, hold that reset button for 3 to 5 seconds until the TPMS light blinks 3 times. Done. The system recalibrates to your current tire pressures. On vehicles without a physical button, like many newer Fords and Chevys, this is done through the instrument cluster menu using your steering wheel controls. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, properly inflated tires improve fuel economy by up to 3 mpg, which adds up to real money over the life of the tires. Here's the kicker. Correct tire pressure also extends tire life by 4,700 to 9,000 miles on average. So this 1 2-minute reset is worth hundreds of dollars long-term. Trust me, this next one will shock you. Hack number 7, the power window reset. This one catches almost everyone off guard. If your power window suddenly stops working, won't go down, won't go up all the way, or keeps reversing before it reaches the bottom, your first instinct is probably to take it to a shop. Don't. Most power windows have an anti-pinch safety system built in, and when the window motor loses its calibration, it starts behaving erratically because it doesn't know where the top and bottom limits are anymore. The reset takes about 20 seconds. Roll the window all the way down and hold the button for 2 extra seconds after it stops. Then roll it all the way up and hold the button for 2 extra seconds after it closes. That's it. You just recalibrated the window motor's position memory. This works on the majority of Toyota, Honda, Volkswagen, and BMW vehicles. A shop would charge you $85 to $150 for this exact procedure. Here's the kicker. If you've recently replaced your car battery, which wipes all the stored positions, you need to run this reset on every window, not just the one acting up. Most people only fix the problem window and then wonder why another one starts acting strange a week later. Wait until you hear about this next hidden gem. Hack number 6, the sunroof reset. Same principle as the window, completely different payoff. A sunroof that won't close all the way, tilts but won't slide, or makes a grinding noise when opening has likely lost its calibration points. This scares people because sunroof motors are expensive, $400 to $900 to replace. But 70% of the time, the motor is perfectly fine, it just needs a position reset. On most vehicles, you open the sunroof all the way and hold the open button for 5 seconds. Then close it all the way and hold the close button for 5 seconds. On some Mercedes and BMW models, you press and hold the close button until the roof tilts up, then closes, then press again to complete the cycle. The exact sequence varies, but the idea is universal. You're forcing the motor controller to relearn the full range of motion from open to closed. Mechanics charge $120 to $200 for this recalibration. Here's the kicker. If your sunroof is stuck open during a rainstorm, knowing this trick could save your interior from water damage that easily runs $500 to $1,500 to repair. If you've made it this far, we really appreciate you liking the video. It genuinely helps us keep making car tips content like this for free. Now, for a secret car feature that'll make your life a whole lot easier, hack number 5, the radio and infotainment soft reset. Your car's infotainment system is essentially a computer running on software, and like any computer, it freezes, glitches, and gets corrupted over time. Bluetooth that won't connect, navigation that loads forever, backup cameras that show a black screen. These are almost always software issues, not hardware failures. A dealer will quote you $300 to $500 for a system diagnostic and update. Here's what actually fixes it in 2 minutes. Hold the power button on your infotainment screen for 10 to 15 seconds until the screen goes black and reboots. On many Ford vehicles with sync, holding the power and skip forward buttons together for 10 seconds does a factory soft reset without erasing your paired phones. For Toyota Entune systems, hold the mute and power buttons simultaneously. GM's infotainment resets by holding the home and fast-forward buttons. According to J.D. Power's 2024 Vehicle Dependability Study, infotainment glitches are the single most common complaint among car owners. And most of them never find out the fix takes less time than making a cup of coffee. Here's the kicker. If you're selling your car, running a full factory reset on the infotainment system wipes your home address, saved locations, phone contacts, and browsing history from the system. That's a privacy step most sellers completely miss. You'd be very surprised by this next one. Hack number 4, the fuel trim reset for better gas mileage. Here's something the big oil companies definitely don't want you thinking about. Your ECU continuously adjusts something called fuel trim. It's how the computer fine-tunes the ratio of fuel to air going into your engine. If you've switched gas stations, changed your driving habits, or had any sensor replaced, the fuel trim values stored in the ECU might be calibrated to conditions that no longer exist. This causes your engine to run slightly rich, too much fuel, or lean, too little fuel, costing you 5A to 15A in fuel economy without a single warning light coming on. The fix starts with that battery disconnect reset from hack number 10, but to properly recalibrate fuel trim, you need to do a specific Relearn drive cycle after the reset. Drive at 55 miles per hour for 5 minutes, then let off the gas and coast down to 20 miles per hour without touching the brakes, then accelerate back to 55 miles per hour. Do this 3 times, then idle for 2 minutes. This sequence runs your car through the exact conditions the ECU needs to set accurate short-term and long-term fuel trim values. The EPA has confirmed that proper fuel trim calibration can improve fuel economy by up to 10 EP on older vehicles. Here's the kicker. This Relearn drive also resets your oxygen sensor readiness monitors, which is exactly what you need if you've recently cleared codes and have a smog test coming up soon. Trust me, this next one is going to shock you. Hack number 3, the automatic transmission shift reset. This is the one that has saved drivers from $2,000 to $4,000 in unnecessary transmission replacements. When your automatic transmission starts slipping between gears, shifting too early, shifting too late, or feels like it's hunting for the right gear on the highway, most shops immediately start talking about a rebuild. But here's what they don't tell you first. Your transmission has its own control module with its own learned shift patterns, and it can get just as confused as the engine ECU. On most vehicles, you can force a transmission control module reset by disconnecting the battery for 15 minutes and then doing the highway drive cycle. But on many GM, Ford, and Chrysler vehicles, there's an even more direct method. With the car warmed up, put it in park, press the brake, and cycle through every gear. Drive, 3, 2, 1, reverse, neutral, park, pausing in each position for 5 full seconds. This forces the transmission module to reconfirm its shift calibration points from scratch. Many drivers report their transmission shifting smoothly again within 20 to 30 miles after this reset. Here's the kicker. If you use a fuel system cleaner like Chevron Techron or Lucas Transmission Fix in combination with this reset every 30,000 miles, you can extend your transmission's healthy life by up to 50,000 additional miles, according to several independent fleet studies. Now, for the second biggest hack on this list, hack number 2, the anti-lock brake system reset. Your ABS warning light coming on is one of the most anxiety-inducing things that can happen on your dashboard. Most people assume it means brake failure and head straight to a shop where the diagnostic alone costs $100 to $150 before they've touched a single part. Here's the deal. The ABS system has wheel speed sensors at each corner of your car, and those sensors are incredibly sensitive to dirt, rust, and debris. In a huge number of cases, the ABS light isn't telling you the brakes are broken, it's telling you a wheel speed sensor got dirty or had a temporary signal dropout. The fix is straightforward. Clean around each wheel hub with a rag or compressed air, especially near the sensor ring which sits just behind the brake rotor. Then disconnect the battery for 15 minutes and reconnect. After that, drive at 25 miles per hour and tap the brakes firmly 3 times. This forces the ABS module to poll all 4 sensors at once. If all 4 return clean readings, the light stays off. According to AAA, ABS sensor false positives account for nearly 42% of ABS light complaints brought into repair shops, and the so-called repair is nothing more than a sensor cleaning and a code clear, something you just did yourself for free. Here's the kicker. Your traction control and stability control systems run off those same wheel speed sensors. So when this reset works, it often clears your traction control and stability control warning lights at the same time. And now, the number 1 reset trick that mechanics genuinely hate people knowing. Hack number 1, the check engine light reset. Done right, almost every car owner has been here. That check engine light comes on, and suddenly you're looking at a $120 diagnostic fee just to find out if it's serious or trivial. Here's how this actually works. Your car stores diagnostic trouble codes in the ECU anytime a sensor reads something outside its normal range. Sometimes that reading points to a real problem, but sometimes it's a fluke, a temporary sensor hiccup from bad fuel, a loose gas cap, or a cold start on an extremely cold morning. The OBD-II port under your driver's side dashboard, present on every car sold in the US after 1996, lets you read and clear these codes yourself with a Bluetooth OBD reader. You can get one for $15 to $25 on Amazon and pair it with a free app like Talk or OBD Fusion on your phone. Plug it in, read the code, look it up, and if it's something minor like P420, catalytic converter efficiency, often triggered by bad fuel, P128, which is usually a thermostat sensor glitch, or P442, a small evap leak that's often just a loose gas cap, you can clear it yourself and watch whether it returns. If it comes back within 2 drive cycles, then you have a real issue worth diagnosing. If it doesn't come back after 100 miles, it was likely a temporary fault. Here's the kicker, and this is the part that really explains why mechanics hate this trick. Many shops charge the diagnostic fee and then charge again separately just to clear the codes. With a $20 OBD reader, you never pay for a code clear again for the entire life of your vehicle. That's potentially $500 to $1,500 saved over the years you own the car, all from a device that fits in your glove box. So there you go, 10 reset tricks that can fix the majority of car problems without spending $1 at a dealership. From the battery disconnect, ECU wipe, all the way to the OBD-II reader that puts diagnostic power back in your hands, every one of these is something you can do yourself this weekend. Which of these 10 tricks did you already know? Drop the number in the comments. I'm genuinely curious how many people already knew about number 1. And if this video saved you money or taught you something new, hit subscribe right now because we drop new car tips and hidden features videos every single week. Your next car problem might already have a free fix waiting in our next video.